Hi, welcome back to edtech. Today I'll be teaching you the string method JavaScript again, and in today I'll be teaching you in JavaScript string method, one of the most interesting and useful methods, and that is IndexOf. You must have heard of IndexOf. How to find the index or position of a particular character or a word in a string. This is what I'll be teaching you today. So let's get started. Let's go to our JavaScript file. Let's think of a string. Let's say var string is, let's say, hello, how are you, sir? This is an interesting lesson, so just keep watching until the very end, because beginners in JavaScript really face a lot of problem understanding strings and index positions. So just keep watching until the end. Okay. So now I have a string which is hello, how are you, sir? Now I want to find the index of this particular letter. Let's say E. Okay, first we start with the easiest one. So I consider another variable x equals. So the formula that you'll be using is, the syntax that we'll be using is str, that is string.indexOf, then the curly brackets. So what were we supposed to find? We were supposed to find the index position of the letter E. So we write letter within the open and inverted comma, and it is E. Okay, that's it. And then console.log. We can also do document.write, whichever way. X. Let's look at the result. 1. Let's do document.write. X. Result is 1. Why? Because the way you have to calculate the position is, or rather count the location of the position is, starting in a string, the first character, starting with the first character, it is allocated, or rather the first character in a string is allocated the number 0 or the position 0 for index. So in this string, H is a first letter and it will be given the index of 0. So when you start counting from 0, 0H, E is 1. So index of element E is 1. Because when you don't write a comma, here in the syntax, the first argument that you write is the element for which you have to find the index, and the second argument or the parameter will be the position from which you have to start counting from. So in this, if you don't write anything, it means 0 default. But so for 0 you don't need to write. Let's say I want to count the position of element E from position 1. So 1 will be what? H is 0, E is in hello, E is 1, then in that order 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at comma, you have to count the comma and the white space also, remember that. So starting from H as 0, if you start counting the comma and the white space and reach, that will be counting from position 0. But however, what if I want to count from position 3? So position 3 will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Position 3 will be the second L of hello. O will be 4, comma 5, space 6. Then how? Then 7, 8, 9, again a space 10, A11, R12, E13, right? So let's see the result. Yes, there you go. So it's 13. So that means when you write in this syntax, the element comma, the second digit or the second parameter or argument, that is the position from which you have to start counting, right? So I'm just trying to make you understand in a layman's language without using coding language. So the first parameter that you write within the curly brackets is either the word or the element or the character for which you have to find the index, and after the comma, the second argument or the parameter is the position from which you have to start counting. And then remember, comma counts or any other exclamation or whatever, hyphens, everything counts. Any other punctuation marks counts. The white space counts. If you have double space, even that counts. Keep that in mind. Even the question mark, everything counts. So let's say I want to do variable y is str.indexOf. Let me say I want to find a word. Let's say you. Y-O-U within the inverted Y-O-U. Okay. So what should it be ideally? Try to do that before you find the solution. So here it's like a word. So remember, when you're finding the index of a word, means it's understood that when you start counting, you will end up, the index count will end at the first letter of the word. So like here it's Y. So that's how the syntax goes. So here start counting from 0 because the second argument is not provided. Default is 0. That means you have to start counting from 0. Okay, so starting from H as 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until comma 5 space 6. H is 7, 8, 9, again space 10. A, R, 11, 12, 13, space 14. So the Y will be at 15 position. So for U or Y, the index will be treated as 15 result. Oh, I forgot to do the document.write, sorry. So document.write Y-O-U, check out. Oh, where did I go wrong? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It should be just Y. Okay, 15. Now here I need to give a space. So I have not said that before in my tutorial. So if you want to give a space, do document.write within the brackets the break. Don't forget the inverted and then the break, then the semicolon. Yeah, now you have a space. So you learned something extra today. Yeah, haha. Okay. Okay, so how is it going? Do you find it interesting? Yes. Now let's take another example. First, let me give a break, or rather Okay, let me give a break first. Okay, let's say I want to find variable z, which is str.indexOf u again, but starting at position, let's say 16, right? Just to make you understand a particular point. So then document.write, you can do console.log or document.write, that's up to you. Z or Z. Oh, sorry. String.indexOf u. Oh, the comma didn't come here when I typed, sorry. Yeah, it's -1. Why? Because when you consider position 16, it's already after u. There's no more u over there, no more y's over there. So you cannot find the index, right? Because the word itself or the letter y, neither the letter y nor u exists. In fact, the search element which is y or u doesn't exist. So whenever the index or the word itself or the letter itself or the element itself for which you're searching doesn't exist, as versus the position that you've been given upon to start with, then what you get in the result is -1. That means the word u in this particular case doesn't exist. Even if it's y, let's check with y. It's -1. So for a non-existent search element or word or a character, if you try to look for the index of or the position, because the position, it is -1. That is the rule of the syntax. So keep that in mind. So later this will be handy when you do your programming, because you have to always keep these rules in mind. So I hope you understood. It's quite interesting, and you'll be using a lot of IndexOf in your later programming chapters. So if you couldn't follow anything here, do let me know in the comment section. I'll be too glad to help. And if you've not subscribed yet to my channel, do subscribe here so that you are notified of all the lessons in JavaScript that I'm publishing for absolute beginners as a mini tutorial series. So keep watching, stay safe, stay subscribed. Don't forget to hit the bell button. Bye. See you in the next lesson.